My favorite is definitely the Leo companions. I think that's really taking Leo to the next level.
Can you share some stats on how AI is helping currently in our business?
When we start a project, we actually define what success looks like before we start working on it.
Welcome back to Perspectives Unlocked. I am Leo, and today we are talking with the three people who shape the future of real everyday. Tamir Poleg, CEO, Pritesh Damani, CTO, Jenna Rozenblat, COO. In this episode, they break down how we are building technology that agents actually love, how we balance speed with excellence, and how AI companions will transform daily agent workflows. You will hear what drives their decisions, what keeps them pushing forward, and how they see the future of real. Let's get into it.
We're announcing some amazing innovation this week. I think that some of the things that we're announcing are the biggest tech announcement that we've made in the past 11 and a half years. So I'm super excited. And I guess that each one of us has their own favorite part of innovation. I know what's my favorite. So maybe we should start by just talking about what your favorite is.
I don't know what your favorite is. What's your favorite?
Maybe it's overlapping.
I think there's an overlap here.
I don't know. And I guess we should also talk about the journey, what made us get to that point. How did we decide to even develop those things? So maybe we should start with Jenna. What's your favorite?
My favorite is definitely the Leo companions. I think that's really taking Leo to the next level. I know that, again, thinking through the journey, it's taken some time to get here. But when we think about unlocking the next level of service for agents, whether that be through broker questions or just regular support, it's really going to allow them to have that fast, easy access to the answers they need. And it's super, super exciting.
So I think that when we started this journey, this AI journey, we asked ourselves, are agents going to actually use it? Or are they going to be annoyed by the fact that they're not talking to a human? And I think that AI has improved so dramatically over the past year. How do you feel about the fact that we're giving our agents an AI interface, a non-human, even though in many cases you cannot distinguish. But did you have concerns about that?
There's always a little hesitation when you're introducing any type of change, but I think one of the things we did well is we're still giving the option to ultimately get to a human if needed, right? And so I think by easing people into it, it's giving them a chance to get comfortable, use it, but still not release them completely from the true support that they know. So it's gone a lot smoother than I probably originally anticipated, and I'm just really excited to now see with these companions. I think it's just next level for them.
Can you share some stats on how AI is helping currently in our business?
Yeah, right now, about 50% of the time, AI is interjecting in the support flow and answering questions, right? So agents are getting their answers immediately 50% of the time when they're engaging with Leo, which is crazy. They're not having to wait for anybody to respond. Yeah. And we're just continuing to improve. I know that you're working a lot with your team, Pritesh, to just continually push that needle further. But agents need help when they need it. They don't want to wait. And so by doing that, they're getting everything that they need right when they need it.
So we're improving the level of service at the end of the day.
Yep, absolutely.
There's an aspect that people don't talk about very often, but investors do. Investors care tremendously about the efficiency and how AI is going to impact our business. And I think that if we're looking at all of the stats and comparing it to other companies in the field, it seems like we are extremely efficient. Do you think that there is room to become even more efficient with AI?
Absolutely. So we recently built out an AI and automation team within operations that's really helping the entire company with different workflows. And what that has allowed is, one, has allowed Pritesh's team not to have to worry as much about internal operations and really focus on the innovation side to launch things like these Leo companions. But then there's so much opportunity internally just to make us even more efficient than we are today. So we're just getting started. We recently launched this team, and it's really, really exciting what they've been able to do in such a short period of time. And I think we're going to continue to see us get more and more efficient, allow us to deliver results even faster for our agents. And it's just super exciting.
Can you get us behind the scenes on how those decisions are made? How do we think about those ideas? How do they come to life? Who decides? Who tells the dev team what to do and what's needed? And how do we know that those are things that agents are actually going to use? Because one of the biggest problems is that some brokerages are trying to purchase third-party technology, but they end up getting, maybe 10% adoption. How do we know that agents are actually going to use our technology?
I think it's probably a great question for you, Pritesh.
Yeah, so I think agents, when they start their journey at Real, they're almost pretty much forced to adopt the technology, right? Like they can't do transactions at Real if they're not downloading the app. They even can't apply to join Real if they're not part of the application. And the kind of agents that we are attracting at the moment are all, I mean, for the majority of them are technology first. They are, I had an interesting conversation yesterday with somebody who was asking me, are you worried that agents are thinking that you're trying to replace them? Or are you worried that agents are thinking, oh, they're getting replaced by AI? And my response was like, hey, I don't think those kind of agents are joining Real in the first place. And if AI is about to replace like a lot of people in many ways, but are they getting replaced or are they getting, is it additive? Are they making them superhumans? I think agents are about to become super agents, and whoever adopts AI is going to become a super agent, right? So with Real, adoption is not a if, it's a when. So when they open the app and when they click on Leo, all the companions show up. I think the question is how much do they believe that the technology is going to work, and that's where the last step is the earning the trust fact. So they'll get an answer from broker companion, and then they may or may not trust it. They will escalate to a broker, and then the broker will answer the same thing, and hopefully the broker says, what did Leo say? Because they came through Leo, and actually the broker sees the transcript, right? So they actually know what Leo said in the first place and just reaffirm it. And you get like 3 reaffirmations, and slowly people realize that it's kind of a waste of time to call the broker. Of course, there are times when we need brokers, which are, more difficult answers that require careful thinking analysis and EQ analysis and stuff like that. But basic questions like Leo should be able to answer. All conference, I've been walking around with my app in my hand, and I'm asking agents, come up with the most difficult question you can think of. And at the moment, it hasn't failed me. And at the conference, I'm going to ask everybody, all 2,000 agents, to ask one difficult question as their homework before the end of the day. And then we're going to analyze all 2,000 questions that we get personally.
Those are real estate related questions.
Real estate related questions that they would ask their broker, ask Leo. Just make one up, right? And that will give us 2,000 questions that we can test against in one day.
Yeah. So take us behind the scenes, because you mentioned that moment of launching a product, whether it's good enough or not. So when is this moment when you're looking in the mirror and you're saying, okay, this product is ready to launch, it's good enough? I mean, we know that there's always room for improvement, but there's a phase or a moment in a product's life where you're saying, okay, it's ready.
It's a great question. And most software companies, not only just real estate, like any software company, a lot of them fail at this. And with respect, like they fail at this because software can always be better. So what's going to happen when we launch? I'm going to get a lot of text messages that give me examples of what doesn't work, right? I will never see the messages I will see some, but not nearly close to the messages of when it worked. So when we start a project, we actually define what success looks like before we start working on it. So we have a goal in mind. And then when we start working towards it, we're making sure that we're, only solving the problems that we decided we were going to solve. And at the end, we say, okay, how close is this? Obviously, we're also driven by deadlines. So then if we want to launch everything at Rise, which is what we typically try to do, we go on an epic cutting motion, right? Like we start looking at features and say, okay, is this going to make it or not make it? If not make it, is this a do or die feature, or is this something we can live with? So even right now, there are features that we're pushing right before 2 days before Rise that are do or die features, which is like, okay, this is not acceptable, but there are only few left. So my long answer is, you define what you want on the onset. You track towards it so that you're not shocked when you don't hit it. And then what we call minimum acceptable product. As soon as you see it, you start using it, and then you have to go with it.
So it's an MAP.
It's an MAP.
Nice.
Internally, we use MAP because MVP is when you're a true startup, where very young, you have nothing. You have nothing to lose. You have no customers. You're just saying, let's put something out there so we can start seeing traction.
Yeah.
We have a lot to lose. So we can't just say, oh, let me put an MVP out there. So we made up this word called minimum acceptable product, which is what's going to be the minimal product that our customers will accept and say, okay, you know what, this is good enough, I'm going to use it. and like not throw up on like the first view, right?
Yeah. So maybe that's a good segue to what's your favorite announcement of the week?
My favorite announcement of the week is going to be Halio, obviously. But like, I mean, we've waited. Someone asked me, how long did it take you to build this product? And my answer was 5.5 years because it takes a lot of, thinking and strategizing to this moment. It's not free. Like a lot of stars had to align. AI had to show up. Like the vision was there, but like the technology wasn't.
Right.
We were 2 months into AI becoming mainstream when we launched our first AI product, 2 months into it, right? So we were not behind on this, right? However, between last year, when we told everybody, hey, we're going to give you a phone number where you can text, because that was the only thing that was possible. And then 6 months after that, voice technology took over completely and had zero latency. Like you can talk to AI voices today, and you could get tricked into thinking that it's a human, right? It's very, very close. So then zigzag again to get voice first on Halio. I truly believe this is the first time I feel like we've built something that nobody's built before.
But I think that goes back to what you were saying about the acceptable product, right? Like you could have said, okay, we've got these phone numbers. We talked to people about it. Let's just push it out. But knowing that in your heart, you felt like there was something off, right? It wasn't ready yet. And so you waited to make sure that, okay, this is actually going to be a really awesome, acceptable product for our agents, which is really cool.
And again, like I truly feel like this is something that nobody's built before.
Yeah, I agree. And it's been a long wait. I think that the market has been anticipating that and asking us questions, but the technology kept evolving.
Yeah.
And I think that the opportunity is so much better right now with voice and video as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, video will be the next frontier. Agentic AI will be like companions in many ways is our foray into agentic AI, right?
Yeah.
So just imagine what will happen next rise, right? Like with this companion concept and the idea of delegating your work to the companions, which is like the setup for the whole idea.
Yeah.
So today you have support and broker, but just imagine the different kind of companions you could have.
Yep.
But you just tell the companion, go do something for me, not asking questions, which is what agentic AI is, right? Imagine like saying, hey, go run my social strategy for me, which means look at your emails, understand your campaigns from yesterday, look at current world events, make the social art for you. Analyze data, when you have the most engagement, whatever it is, and then post it for you, right?
Yeah.
That's like true delegation of work. And that's just social. Like imagine all the different things you could do. So I think like that's where everything is going. Agentic AI is the keyword of the year, right? Like everything is going in that direction.
Yeah, it throws me back to about 2 or 3 years ago when we asked our agents, please specify all of the tasks that you're performing for buyers. And I remember that Google Sheet, and it had like 200 different tasks. And I think that this is how our AI or Hey Leo kind of strategy started. By trying to identify, okay, what can we automate? And I think that when we looked at that file, 80 or 90% of the tasks were automatable by AI. So, but it all starts with just a simple question that we ask our agents at the end of the day. Just tell us. And we take the information, we analyze it, we think about how can we apply innovation into all of this, and then we come up with a product. And sometimes people don't see the process between, asking that simple question and an agent that sent us, a 5-line email with a few tasks, and then 2.5 years later, there's such a robust and complicated product that was born.
Yeah, and even Hey Leo, like I mean, once people start using it, I think they're going to realize that it's so organic. What I mean by organic is when someone is talking to Leo, a buyer, the questions that Leo will ask you is going to be unique and independent because everybody talks to someone differently. So you might say, hey, I'm looking for a home in San Francisco, 2 to 3 million. I have a family. You could just front load all the information. Or you could say, I'm looking for a home in San Francisco. And how Leo will react after that is a completely independent path, which is what true AI is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like remind me when the next birthday is or when my customer's birthday is. Like, it's not helpful. That's called calendar reminders. That's not AI.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. I think it's going to, again, listen, like disappointment that the product is not good enough is actually a sign that they care, right?
That's true.
So, and that's how technologies see it, right? Like every time, you hear all this noise or news around product launches, the negative news, obviously, any kind of negative news just goes faster, right? So you hear all the negative things. So when we get negative stuff, we just say, okay, that's our next roadmap, right? So I'm super excited.
Yeah, I think that my favorite announcement of the week, I feel like Wallet is our baby, and we said it before.
Yeah.
So I think that saying something other than Wallet would feel like turning my back on our baby. But no, I think that rewards is amazing, because I do envision a world or a reality where brokerage is free to agents. Like if we're successful in getting agents to use Wallet and title and mortgage, brokerage should be free.
Yeah.
Or at least you could redeem point to that extent that brokerage becomes free. And I think that the point redemption is just a sign of where we're going. And hopefully agents will take advantage of that. So I'm kind of in between points redemption and Hey Leo. I think that from a technical perspective, Hey Leo has just the potential of completely transforming agent businesses and just even the journey for consumers. So I think that long term, Hey Leo is going to be just a beast.
I mean, 100%. But do you want to talk about the Hey Leo and the payouts for agents?
That's kind of an insane idea.
I think it's an insane idea.
Yeah, because at the beginning, every minute of conversation with Leo costs us money.
Real money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Currently, hopefully in the future, prices will come down, but GPUs are expensive.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, we were thinking, how can we actually make Leo a premium product that we can charge for? But then at some point, we changed our mindset and said, hey, if our agents' clients are actually using Leo, we have a chance to benefit. First of all, we get feedback. We know exactly what we need to build, where we need to go. And that's valuable. Second, if we want to offer the consumer more services, title, mortgage, insurance, moving, loans, whatever it is, then we need to have a direct interface with the consumers. So why aren't we paying the agents for sending us what seems to be like leads, high intent leads? And I think that was an interesting change in mindset that we had. But I think that from an agent perspective, they're getting an amazing product that can help them save time. They're giving their clients an amazing experience, and they're making money.
Yeah.
So for me, that's kind of a true alignment of interest between the agents, their clients, and us.
I think when we had that moment of flipping the script, like, I was getting stressed out on how expensive this was going to be. And then realizing that, hey, if we
I told you it's going to be even more expensive
I know.
because we're going to pay for it.
But what the great part was, like, if we flip the script and we incentivize everybody to use, everybody's winning. Agents are winning, their clients are winning because of the interface and like just the smooth technology. And my favorite feature within the product is the AI profile, right? So let's talk about that a little bit. I think that's probably the most hidden.
And we're not going to use the word CRM.
We're not going to use the word CRM because I really think CRMs are done by human beings. Mm-hmm. It's you are managing your relationship with the customer, but what we're saying is the AI is managing the relationship with the customer. Maybe we should coin a term right now before anybody else does. Call it like ARM. We should call it ARM. It really is. Like, we should coin this term, like, for the record, we've coined this term just in case.
Before this goes live.
Before the podcast goes live, make sure you take care of that.
So, but it really is, right? Like, because, so Jenna, when you bought your home, right, you probably used an agent, and the agent interviews you and like gets to know your kids, you have 2 kids, and like, you want to live in this area, what kind of neighborhood, obviously budgets and stuff like that. But you talk to the agent way more than those 10 sentences, right? So then there are probably 100 text messages, and you reveal, positions. Oh, I love a view, or like I like blue countertops, and like I love to have like a, an outside courtyard that's a little linné so I can work in my, backyard. Nobody's putting this stuff in the CRM.
Right.
This is where humans excel, right? They are good at remembering little nuances. And when they're looking for homes, you get this magical text message from your agent that says, oh, I found the home that has a blue countertop and a backyard that you're looking for, right?
It's
But they're
highly
not
personalized.
highly personalized. And this is the value that one of the values that real estate agents provide. So the ARM is like when you are talking to Leo, whether it's voice, text, web, doesn't matter, on your personal phone number, the ARM is now recording these little attributes about Jenna. Loves the pool, but it's not necessary.
No, it's necessary.
You're in the wrong state. If you want a pool, you need to move to Florida. So, but yeah, I mean, I am super excited about that because I think the hidden potential of automation and the intelligence is the information that your clients are providing to you. And now every agent is a super agent at Real. Right? They're sleeping, having a fun time with their family. Someone is texting their phone number, and we're building the ARM.
And Leo is working.
And Leo is working for you.
Yeah.
Right? So
And we pay you while Leo is working for you.
that's next level stuff, right? Like you're getting paid. And when we have a successful conversion, the company is benefiting out of it, which is then increasing stock value and like market cap, which is again benefiting the
It's
agent.
a win-win across
It's
the
a
board.
win-win across the board.
Yeah. Looking forward to making our agents super agents.
I love the word super agents too, by the way. I think I truly believe like we wake up every morning thinking about what can we do today that's going to change the way things work. And that has been the drive for like, for ever since I work with you guys, right? So I think that is what keeps us going. And like someone was asking me, are you going to take a day off? I'm like, we just promised a bunch of stuff. Now we have to go and execute. I think there's no day off here. Like we're going. But we don't work every day. Like we're having fun every day, and there's a difference.
Yeah, we enjoy what we do.
Yeah, we truly enjoy what we do.
Yeah, somebody texted me a few days ago, you surrounded yourself with a bunch of workaholics. And I said, no, we just enjoy what we do.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that earlier today, actually, about the things that excite us in our department and how it's just like there's new projects that pop up all the time, and it just gets you really, really excited to get up, get out of bed, and deliver for the agents. So it's just funny coming full circle.
Even another thing that we now take for granted is pro teams, right? Like if you think about what pro teams did, it was, in my mind, industry changing, right? Imagine you're a small brokerage, you have your own custom things. And then you come to Real and you have to change nothing. You literally take your blueprint and you move to Real.
Yeah.
We took all your operational costs. Your bottom line goes up. I mean, with literally no customization, right? It's crazy. what are your thoughts on it, Jenna?
I mean, the feedback on it is incredible. And we just finished migrating all of our legacy teams into the pro teams infrastructure, and their feedback has been incredible. They're like, oh, this is so powerful. The tool just totally transformed what they're able to do to manage their teams. And so when we think about all of these teams and independent brokerages that are coming over, to your point, it makes the transition seamless. They can customize however they want, keep their financials in place, and really remove a lot of the manual overhead that they have when they're managing their transactions at other brokerages. So it's been very, very positive. And then to your point, we're not stopping there, right? There's feedback coming in all the time that our teams are partnering on. And we're trying to figure out what can we do to make it even better? What can we do to take it to the next level each and every day, which is so fun to be a part of.
Exactly. I mean, you launched Pro Teams 2.0 at Rise this year. And I can't imagine what 3.0 is going to look like next year. But we're giving more and more control to team leaders and mega team leaders that run teams across multiple states.
Yep.
And they're getting more and more excited about it because it's almost like they're getting an operating system to run their team, and they can focus on real estate sales instead of worrying about software.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, really what it is. And I think that the benefit is of what we launched at Rise with the self-service component is it gives them full control, but then there's also our team to fully support them. So they have the choice. And that's what a lot of teams want is some teams want to be super hands-on because it is their team, it is their baby. It's something that they've grown, and they have that option, right? They don't need to wait for hours or days for support to jump in and help. They can completely self-serve, all the way to the other end of the spectrum where there are team leaders who say, I don't have time for this. I just want you guys to run with it, and we can do that too. So it really allows us to support teams all over the spectrum and give them the level of support that they want and that they're looking for.
Yep. Another point that just came to mind is we always had this notion of running an honest business. An honest business was do the right thing, which is something that we've always talked about, and do what's right for agents. And as it relates to data, we've kind of like upheld that to the best possible, outcome. All the data, whether it's part of the ARM or whether it's part of Pro Teams, everything is available on API. It has always been agents' data to download and take away if they want to. It's always been open. And in fact, entire Reason runs on the exact same API that we give to the agents. We use the same API. And we have partners who have built entire operating systems on top of our APIs, right? In fact, like some of them are getting, announced at Rise as well. I think that's another thing that I would ask a lot of agents to take advantage of. Is Real has always had the position that you own your data, right? So and with AI, all the ARM is going to build these incredible profiles, and I think we will probably scratch the surface on what we can do with that data. But imagine what creative agents are going to do with that data.
Yeah, and we're starting to see that happen.
Yeah.
Well, real estate agents by nature, entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
So it allows them to kind of have these very creative ideas, tap into the data in our system, but then build out, whether it be integrating with their own processes all the way to building out their own companies on top of it, which is so cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see a few more companies pop up on top of these APIs.
Yeah, it's great.
I think that, we're building a lot of things and we're working hard and we're putting a lot of thought and effort into all of this. And I think that we also have to remember that we're building this company in partnership with the agents. And if we don't get the feedback, if we don't get the ideas, if we don't get the buy-in and the participation and the usage of the product, this is meaningless. So we need our agents to understand that this is a partnership and we're there. We are there every day to support them and do what's best for them. And we need them to be there as our partners.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
Thank you for joining us on Perspectives Unlocked. This conversation made something clear. The future we are building is not only about software or automation. It is about trust, clarity, simplicity, and a deep commitment to support every agent at Real. Tamir, Pritesh, and Jenna showed how much intention and care goes into every tool we create. There is so much more ahead, and we are excited to build it with you. I am Leo, and I will see you on the next episode.